What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and welcome to the Tasha C Show podcast. Shout out to my YouTube fam, my podcast fam. If you're on my podcast, if you're already part of my podcast fam, or you're, thinking about going ahead and following me on this podcast, you like what you're listening to, and you're wondering about this YouTube channel, go ahead to YouTube and type in Tasha C TV and subscribe. Vice versa for my YouTube fam. Or if you stumbled across my YouTube videos and you're wondering about what is this podcast I'm talking about, go ahead and look in the description, and it should have, besides speaker, which I'm using to make these podcasts, now that you should be able to follow, like I said, the description, including podcasts, which is the last one, but I don't think they have an app yet. So anyway, like I said, let's get on. This is a bonus podcast, which is called Our Kings and Queens Next Door, and this is Volume 10, Day 10. But I just wanted to also say again, a shout out to my little nephew, little Kenny, whose birthday's today. He's the big 11. So shout out to him. Let's do another clap just for him. And think about it, even though it's Leonard's birthday today on a Monday, he already had a long weekend, y'all, because they school had Friday off, so he already had a little weekend. Then turns around, y'all, they spring break start next week. So again, his birthday may be in the winter, and but he still get a good birthday. So happy birthday, little man. Excuse me, y'all, I don't know why I am yawning during the weather. But again, if this is your first time listening, our Kings and Next Door, Kings and Queens Next Door series is basically something where I started to talk about history facts, and just let y'all know I do be sometimes mispronouncing any words. I'm just keeping it real, but I just wanted to read certain things where I get off from either Instagram and or websites. In most cases. So we're going to go to Instagram first. And usually this podcast is not as long as my regular podcast. And this one tends to be either little to no explicit or language or profanity, same word. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go back to Black History, and we're going to read a couple. And then I'm going to go, like I said, I actually didn't take off this person. Not to say to take them off, but I already talked about them before. And, okay. Shout out to Really Be TV on YouTube. Here we go here in Bowling versus Sharpie, District of Columbia. This was actually 3 days ago, but I didn't get a chance to get to it. Bowling versus Sharpie. 347 U.S. 47, 1954 is a landmark United States Supreme Court case in which the court held that the Constitution prohibits segregated public schools in the District of Columbia. Originally argued on December the 10th through the 11th, 1952, a year before Brown versus Board of Education, Bowling was re-argued on December 8th through 9th, 1953, and was unanimously decided on May the 17th, 1954, the same day as Brown. The Bowling decision was supplemented in 1955 with the second Brown opinion, which ordered desegregation with all deliberate speed. In Bowling, the court did not address school desegregation in the contents of the 14th Amendment and the Amendment's Equal Right Protection Clause, which applies only to the states, but rather held the school segregation was unconstitutional under the due process clause of the Fifth Amendment due to the United States Constitution. The court observed that the Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution lacked an equal protection clause, as in the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. The court held, however, that the concepts of the equal protection and due process are not mutually exclusive, establishing the reverse corporation doctrine. Okay, let's get that out the way. Okay. Alright, this is from Black 365 Calendar, and I haven't got to this actually, they had this before. This is still an Instagram page. Okay, but there's just a little paragraph where it was saying this was day 20, the Honorable Marcus Garvey began serving a 5-year sentence in federal prison on trumped up charges this day in 1925. His sentence was commuted under the condition that he would be deported from the U.S. under release in 1927. Okay, that's. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some more information about that, or probably look that up, so forth. And this again, even though I have talked about this before twice, I was interesting to find this from actually from official celebrity XO. They also talk about the situation with Muse Brothers, but so I wanted to repeat this again. George and Willie Muse were two albino African American brothers who were kidnapped in 1899 and forced to work for sideshows for free. One being framed the Ringling Brothers Circus. They performed for years at sideshow attractions where they were cruelly exploited and frequently betrayed as savages from another country or Martians. George and Willie were prevented from contacting family by their manager, who kept them as modern-day slaves since they were unpaid, and also the fact they were kidnapped. The two boys were told that their mother Harriet was dead, a lie, as their mother was still alive and was constantly searching for them. She eventually found the two boys working for the Ringling Brothers Circus, and their family was reunited. Harriet successfully sued Ringling Brothers for the treatment of George and Willie. George and Willie resumed performing for the circus in the late 1920s, where they finally received pay for their work. George died in 1971, and Willie died in 1921. Okay, wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, Willie died in 2001, and George died in 1971. Let me correct that. Whew. It's just sad. Okay. Also, Charles Harley was the first ever 5-time Super Bowl champion. Not Tom Brady. Black history fact for the day. This is from Media Blackout USA. Okay. Ooh, I was looking at some people were saying like, well, Bradley got a 6 and Bradley got 6 and bro, okay, but okay, well, right there, well, dang, okay. I was just shocked, y'all, to see like some people, Tom Bradley got 6 and something. Okay, calm down, okay. Big Boy from the famous, one of the most famous phenomenal duos of all time, rap duos of all time, which is Outkast. He's a cool Big Boy and Andre, also known as Andre 3000. And 16 years ago, which was 2 days ago, February the 8th, 2004, Outkast Speaker Box the Love Below album. That was the first album that was actually like a combination where I think they were featured on two shows, but it was like the Love Below was more so Andre 3000's one. So kind of like started doing like songs separate and kind of like were spacing out from instead of a group, a duo, they were kind of like starting to do more songs, by themselves or spacing out. And of course, the song Speaker Box, if y'all remember, not so, but the album had the song like one of my favorite tracks, the Way You Move, and Andre 2000 like song. You think about either Prototype or Roses, okay. But actually, on February the 8th, 2004, they won Grammys for Album of the Year and Rap Album of the Year. Actually, won 3. Okay, Best Urban Alternative Performance, Album of the Year, and the Best Rap Album. Classic album, classic. Okay, February the 9th, 1995. Bernard Harris became the first African American astronaut to walk in space on this day. Okay. This is from the Instagram page OLME CIAN. Okay, also here on February the 9th, 1944. Oh, she's only a couple days of birthday behind my mom's. The author of The Color Purple, Alice Walker, was born. It's on that same page too. Okay. Okay, OLMEACN. Okay. Okay, February the 9th. There's a lot of stuff I saved on here, y'all. It's from the same listening page was the OLMECIAN. February 9th, 1971, Leroy Satchel Page became the first Negro League veteran to be nominated to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Okay. All right. Congratulations to Jennifer King on becoming the first full-time African-American female in NFL with Washington Redskins. Okay, also from the OLMECIAN post. They reposted for more, which is MOOR info 2 page as well. Okay. Now, almost 75 years ago, on November the 1st, 1945, Ebony magazine published its first issue. And this is on Judge Greg Memphis' page. Also, okay, this is from the Black History in 2 Minutes. Carter G. Woodson. I already talked about this before. It's always good to, sometimes get a little more refresh with a little more information. The celebration of Black History Month began as Negro History Week, which was created in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson, a noted African-American historian, scholar, educator, and publisher. It became a month-long celebration in 1976. The month of February was chosen to coincide with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. Carter Godwin Woodson was born on December 19, 1875, graduated from Douglass High School in 1897, became principal of Douglass High School in 1900, earned his bachelor's of literature degree from Beres College in 1903, earned both bachelor's and master's degrees from University of Chicago in 1908. Okay, earned a doctorate from Harvard University in 1912. Historian, educator, author, publisher, and journalist. Founded the Association for Study of African American Life and History in 1915. Offered the education of the Negro prior to 1861 in 1915. Founded the Journal of Negro History 1916. Became the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts at Howard University in 1920. Founded the Associated Publishers in 1920. Offered the History of the Negro Church in 1922. Established Negro History Week in February 1926, which later expanded to Black History Month. Offered the Miseducation of the Negro in 1933, founded the Negro History Bulletin in 1937, died at the age of 74 on April the 3rd, 1950. Okay. This is AAPDICE. Cynthia Marshall is an extraordinary business professional and has taken the industry by storm. After receiving a degree in business administration with a concentration in organizational behavior and human resources, Marshall worked at AT&T in North Carolina as president. She worked her way up the ranks and became senior vice president and the chief diversity office for the national corporation. During her 36th tenure with AT&T, she has implemented work strategies to advance the AT&T work environment by developing and directing H&R programs for AT&T's 240K employees. She has also served as the first African American woman chair of North Carolina's Chamber of Commerce. In 2018, Marshall made sports business history as she became the CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, breaking both gender and color barriers. As CEO, Marshall has implemented a 100-day plan which has transformed the NBA's team's toxic company's culture, which was flooded with allegations of sexual misconduct and domestic violence at the time. She created a new code of conduct by establishing zero tolerance policies against sexual harassment. She created the Women's Playbook to help retain female employees and diversify the leadership team, which mostly consisted of white men, by recruiting and retaining more female employees as well as employees of color. Okay, good to know. All right, let me check the time here. Time don't wait on nobody. Also, from Black Enterprise Instagram, the barbershop Atlantis owner Roosevelt Gilbert is the very first black entrepreneur to own barbershop inside Hartsfield Jackson's International Airport. The barbershop Atlantis is located in the North Terminal Archer next to TGI Fridays and is open 17 hours a day. The barbershop has 12 seats and a VIP suite and offers a variety of services such as both men and women's haircuts, shaving, salon, perms, facials, even massages. Good to go. Good to go. Sorry if y'all hear clicks. That's the notifications. Okay. Also, there's called Black Girl Nerds I'm following on Instagram as well. And it's a couple of 6 science fiction and fantasy books to read during Black History Month. Or if you want to read them, period. I can't see all the names, but okay. Best-selling author Tina Glassman, 0 Hour. I can't see. Okay, The Perfect Waters. Saving Eden from a KRS MC intro. And The Fae and the Fall of the Gifted Academy, Brittany Chanel, I think that is. I'll keep that up because, that looks well. Okay, Backflax Online. Okay, from African Archives, they have got this from originally. In Louisiana, black women were put in cells with male prisoners and some became pregnant. And 1848, legislators passed a new law declaring that all children born and penetrating African-American parents serving life sentences would be property of the state. Damn shame. The women would raise the kids until the age of 10, at the point at which the penitentiary would place and add in a newspaper. 30 days later, these children would be auctioned off to the auction. I know what it says. It's just, I'm not gonna lie. This is this is hell, but unfortunately, this is a part of our history. 30 days later, the children would be auctioned off on the courthouse steps, cash on delivery. The proceeds were used to fund schools for white children. Many of the black children are purchased by the prison's officials. And the source is American Prisoners, a report on the cover journey to the business past black punishment by Shane Bronner. This is ridiculous. This is still... Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. This is... I scanned it, but I didn't read it completely because of that. Okay, also from Black Flags Online. This is, a strong statement, but let's be for real. I'm just about to get into the legend Billie Holiday, who was born on April 7, 1950, and passed away July 17, 1959. If you watched the movie Lady Singers Blues that starred Diana Ross and Billy D. Williams, it was based on parts of Billie Holiday's life. Okay. Billie Holiday was handcuffed to a hospital bed while dying. Harry Ansley was a United States government official who served as the first commissioner of the U.S. Treasury Department's Federal Bureau of Narcotics during the presidencies of Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, and Kennedy. Notorious for his hatred for blacks, people made his job to destroy her because she refused to stop singing the song Strange Fruit, which was a very short song, which was... I talked about before, like the origins of the song Strange Fruit. Ordered his direction, the hospital was ordered to stop giving medical attention, and she died within days. I know at times the living legend Billie Holiday also had dealt with addictions, and at times it seemed like she kept getting, they would arrest people, and sometimes unfortunately to this day, who suffer with drug addictions. But I mean, she did die at a young age, but I just felt like that needed to be said. Okay. Also from Black Flags Online. So what do y'all feel about that statement? About that being said. I mean, I know she died, but I thought it was like due to illness or drug overdose. Oh, just terrible. But the fact that the impact of strange foods and people, if you do not know about that song, is about, unfortunately, about the injustice of sick, heartless people who hang black people and hanging from the trees. And that was from the term of what Strange Fruit was about. Okay. Many know Jesse Owens as the Olympic athlete that showed Hitler that there was no master race. But did you know that after the Olympics, Owens had a hard time finding work? One way he earned his money is by racing a horse at events. From stadium races to halftime show, Jason Owens raced to earn money. Almost as soon as he came back from the Olympics, he began racing to earn money. Owens said it was degrading, but he couldn't eat 4 gold medals. Once his symbol of freedom and American might, he was soon a sideshow at other events. Oh gosh, just okay. This is from Complex Instagram page. Okay, which they're focusing today on Denzel Washington, who's an actor, director, producer. And this is just a quick note. Denzel Washington was one of the greatest actors of all times. Is one of the greatest actors of all times. Denzel has 8 Oscar nominations, making him the most nominated African American actor. He was the first black actor to win both Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. He received 2 Golden Globes and 1 Tony Award. He should have actually got more. Okay, I know I'm ranting on, but Malcolm X. He should have got an award for playing Malcolm X. Okay, as well. And so also today, if y'all know the series Blackish, and now the series Go-ish, her birthday's today. She's finally 20 years old. So congrats to her. Her birthday today. She's, like I said, she's also a February 10th Aquarius person. So happy B-Day to you, young lady. Okay, nuclear engineer Tanya Harder selected to Crane's Chicago Business 40 Under 40. Jatia Hart, a nuclear engineer working in non-profitable duration at the U.S. Department of Energy (DOE) National Laboratory, has been honored as one of Crane Chicago's 40 Under 40, an annual list of young leaders in a variety of fields. Congrats to you. Okay, now. Oh, okay. Okay. What's this here? I'll do this one last one. Okay, black_history_buff_77, and this is a quick thing. Eartha Mae Keefe, was born January 17th, 1927, and passed away on December 25th, 2008. Was an American singer, actress, dancer, comedian, activist, author, and songwriter known for her highly distinctive singing sound and her 1953 recordings of Chess Didn't Born and Christmas novelty song Santa Baby, both of which reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. Also was once called her the most exciting woman in the world. And that's it, y'all, for today. I hope y'all enjoyed, this podcast. And hugs and loves, everybody. And I'll see y'all tomorrow with another Our Kings and Queens Volume 11 podcast.